Electric geology. Let's see what happens on Earth. Black sun, electromagnetic dome, vibes of cosmos. You have to read stuff. Discharge experiment. Discharge what? Well, electric discharge. What you see on the top is the real world. What you see on the bottom is a controlled environment in a lab, right? When you discharge electricity inside. So now I'm trying to understand things as well with all this, with the petrified trees, basalt columns, hexagons, discharge experiment. Giant Causeway Island and the stuff. So maybe they were giant trees, but everything was destroyed because of a massive worldwide imperial discharge electric discharge in this world with the black sun and the electromagnetic dome discharge experiment. You see, those are the real world pictures, and the one on the left, on the bottom, is a discharge experiment in a controlled environment in a lab, right? Again, the top photo is a discharge electric experiment in a controlled environment in the lab with the sand and the earth, and what you see on the bottom, the Grand Canyons and the deserts in the world, is the reality of the real world. A photo is impacting my brain, worth more than 1,000 books and words. On the left, discharge experiment in a controlled environment in the lab with electricity. On the right, fairy circles in Central Africa by the imperial gods of this reset world. Again, discharge experiment and the real world. And the real world on the top, I think it's China or something. And on the bottom, it's an enclosed environment in a lab with sand and earth, electric discharge, and that's what is left at the end. It's impressive. Again, discharge experiment, so you see the hexagon shapes and the cell walls, right? Of the, what do you call, the plant life, and then you see Giant Causeway Island and all these places in the world that look like basalt columns with hexagon shapes. Amazing. Real world and electric discharge, and again, real world and electric discharge. We have here cells, fairy circles, and 70 kilovolts discharge electricity. So electric reset. Again, the real world and discharge experiment in a controlled environment. So the Mesa Mountains, they're called mesas. Mesa means table in English because it's flat like a mesa. An electric discharge in a controlled environment leaves things flat like a mesa table. Impressive, isn't it? And then also the electric discharge, which is called the Lichtenberg effect, when you put electricity through a certain material. So the trees look the same. That's why we call the tree of life, right? And the soil, the earth, and also the placenta of the babies from the woman's womb when they're born, right? So again, electric discharge on the surface of the earth. Trees look the same, and veins look the same in the human body, and lungs. Look, our lungs and veins. So we are nature and genetic creation. Close-up of a small leaf, blood vessels of a human heart, river network of the Amazon by the creator gods of this electric world with black sun and electromagnetic dome, and more to come. And then people who got struck by lightning, if I'm not mistaken, and then the surface of the earth struck by electricity, and the roots of the trees, etc. You see, map of Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, USA. Lightning highlighted in yellow. So they highlighted in yellow the lightning. Looks exactly the same. So does that mean that inside the earth there was an electric discharge as well? So again, the human lungs, the earth from the surface, lightning and light, caverns, etc. Human placenta and the tree of life. Electricity. Even we are electric beings. Everything is electricity. So we are genetic experiment and electric experiment. So who created us in the end? Lots of stuff. I'm just showing you photos then, just so we understand. Now, this is the Lichtenberg effect. When you put electricity to, in this case, wood or some surface, and that's exactly the same type of thing, of process you have as in the human body, placenta and the tree of life, and the sky and the surface of the earth and the caves, etc. Human skin and the surface of the earth. And then this is like to showcase it's light put to acrylic, so you understand the ramification of electricity. And again here, what you see on the sky and what you see on the surface of the earth, right? But as above, so below, as they say. And the river network as well, and everything. So the Lichtenberg effect. So everything is electrical discharge. And then the trees, mind-blowing, isn't it, when you see them like that in a compilation on a human skin. And then the river networks. The humans, when they take their body to their limits, the veins, and then the surface of the earth, the river networks, and then the electricity discharge on the skies. and Lichtenberg effect. It's called Lichtenberg effect. So awesome when you see all these photo compilations. Again, river network and trees. Lightning strike on a golf course. You see the golf course stuff, and then lightning in the sky, and then the surface of the earth with, you see, electric discharge, just like we do it in the lab. Boom, and then the surface of the earth gets impacted like that. So, and now I understand when I read the Vibes of Cosmos books, when they show it's an enclosed system. Even Nikola Tesla said it's an enclosed system, the Earth, black sun underneath. The Germans knew it from the Second World War. Black sun underneath, magnetic, and the moon and the sun are electromagnetic as well, and the dome is electromagnetic. So between electromagnetic up and electromagnetic down, we are here in the middle, and we get cooked. And now we understand also the short-circuiting of the world when you see the deserts with red bricks, melted buildings, right? Awesome stuff, isn't it? Oh yeah, the human placenta. Lichtenberg figure in acrylic block, and then you see a tree. Look at this, isn't that amazing? Hole 5 experienced this lightning strike during last night's storm on a golf course. This is why we get golfers off the course during a lightning storm. The lightning on the sky and the roots of different plants and trees. Tree of life, human placenta, tree stump and fingerprint, tree stump, lung and the branches of the trees, leaf veins, human veins, river network, by the creators. Now, who are the creators in plural? And what's the role of artificial intelligence and machines and inorganic matter as we understand it? Electromagnetic, leaf, close-up of a small leaf, blood vessels in humans or animals, and river network of the Amazon. Oh, look at this. So after the main discharge, smaller secondary discharges, you have discharges, how Lichtenberg figures are made, and then you have the valley is the excavated mining cave. So most caves are created by late secondary discharges where no metals are created. So electric discharge to have the cave systems, amazing. And then more electricity to come, more electric discharge on the surface. Static, this is very important. This was in all the books back in the day, but now not anymore. Static electricity. You have here the old buildings, which were electric power stations, and then we have the new world buildings and towers. We have to pay money. And then you have the electrolytic earth dome battery, which looks like a dome, so the electromagnetic dome, and then also the cave system. So a picture is worth more than 1,000 words. So you understand also we have the batteries here, very important, static electricity. So we are an enclosed system and the earth does not move. Everybody knows that. NASA knows it as well, and everybody knows it. Electricity, discharge, oh yes, and then we had to speak about the old world building, right? The old world buildings, domes and magnetrons and electricity and everything to do, with electric power, Lichtenberg effect, and the human nerve system as well, and electric geology. So again, as I say, photos and pictures are worth more than 1,000 words. Now we pretty much understand. Maybe even the giant trees of the world were reset by electric discharge, and that's how they were left, these basal columns in the end. So, considering that this can explain the destruction of the trees, and also explains why we have deserts in the world that have melted red brick buildings, among other things. Then everything has to do with electricity discharge, black sun, and electromagnetic dome. The Germans knew it in the Second World War and before. So see you in the next electricity discharge video. Oh, well, not just, with several videos as well. Take care. Research flatters.